Suspension of high-speed commuter rail service across the Broward County region. People are being urged to stay off the roads, many of which are flooded and are closed. On Wall Street this morning, stock futures in positive territory. Right now, the Dow futures are up 5 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 26. The S&P futures 3 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Out of dead carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleburne, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleburne, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give him a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
Going on, bud?
Good morning, Chris. How are you, sir?
Hey, man, I'm making a great day outside, isn't it?
It is. It's a great day, and welcome to the Facts. It's good to be here with you again, Chris. I guess this is our last show before the election, so no better way to start off our show than if you don't mind leading us in a prayer.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for our lives, the love that you have for us, and the many promises that you've offered us. We ask you to be with our town. We go into the last few days of the election. Let our thoughts be clean for a change. Please stop the hate, the lying. We ask that you to be with the ones that are candidates. Bless them for wanting to serve. We ask you to be with all of our city officials and our first responders. It's definitely a community effort, Heavenly Father. It's your design. Thank you so much for the days. Thank you for your son. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. And Lord, help Chris get reelected.
Amen.
Amen. Well, today's the last day to early vote. So if you would, we'd appreciate it if you'd go out today between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Yep. If you live in Johnson County, part of Burleson, you go to the sub courthouse on Elk Drive.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in the Tarrant County portion of Burleson, you go to the Crouch Event Center at Bicentennial Park.
I'll tell you what, and it would be an honor to be your mayor again. I have truly enjoyed this. We've gotten a lot done. We'll go through that later on. I just want to say thank you before we get started for all the support and the prayers. The churches have been phenomenal. It's been a fun ride. And I hope I'm going to be your mayor again. But if it's not, I understand. It's okay.
Well, it is. So, and it is okay. because we're going to get you reelected because we need you to be back in office. As you know, the actual election day is this Saturday, May the 6th. Same locations as early voting, and it's open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we're looking forward to having you as our mayor again, Chris. And we need everybody to get out and vote, people.
We do. Y'all can't take this lightly. The projects we have coming up is going to require attention. The relationships that's been created that are helping us on the roads, the growth of other towns. There's small towns out there that's needing help just through their councils are even struggling. So,
well,
the
it's
next
strong
mayor-
leadership like what you've given.
Yes,
That is going to help Burleson get to the next level.
I think me being on the NTTA is going to help our west side on that road.
Oh, it absolutely
And
is.
we need that.
Instrumental in that. But yesterday was a city council meeting. Did anything exciting come out of that meeting, Mayor?
I don't know if we
Can I just say good morning really quick? Sorry, guys.
Oh, look who just came out of nowhere.
Oh, scared.
Yeah, I'm hiding in the corner, but I just wanted to say good morning and
Good morning, Tiffany.
welcome to a beautiful day.
Good morning. Thank you for being here with us.
Appreciate it.
Continue on about last night's council meeting, which was a fantastic meeting. It was long, but it was a great meeting.
You're real echoey, Tiffany.
Oh, is this better?
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah, I'm actually talking into the microphone now. I'm so sorry.
Okay. So we was going with the city council last night, and Tamara did a great job at bringing up the Better Together committee, the selection of that. I'm an old farm boy. I really don't know how that works, but I can understand that the concept of this is getting everybody to work together. So I'm kind of excited about that. Victoria did a proclamation on Cinco de Mayo. And also we had another proclamation on the Public Service Week. Thank all those employees of Burleson and the volunteers. That's pretty neat.
Well, it takes a team to make this town run, and we've got a really great team in place right now.
Yeah, we had a deal that on the fire trucks, we had to shorten the lifespan of them from 20 years to 16 years.
Okay.
Because it's just the size of the town and the amount of time we're using these engines.
Sure.
They're just not lasting as long. That was a deal. Then we also had something to do with remodeling the main fire station, number
Right.
one, that didn't get any traction yet. We're going to bring that back with the new council. But anyway, we got a lot of things done. We
Yeah,
always do.
that's good. And it sounds like that Better Together committee had, bringing people from diverse backgrounds together and letting everybody have a voice on events, issues, and conversations to help strengthen the bonds amongst citizens over things they have in common and difference.
And there was one other thing, and I want to bring this up, how much I appreciate Tamara Payne. That was her last meeting last night. And there was a lot of good words went around. Robbie got up, her husband got up and said some really sweet things about her. Tamara, we're totally different.
Right.
Okay. I'm the big picture and she's the details.
Yeah,
And
she's
I've
the voice
always
of
leaned-
reason.
Yeah, I've always leaned on her for
She's gonna be
the
missed,
numbers
huh?
and the budgets and stuff like that. So being council person and especially mayor, it's not a walk in the park. So I wanted to thank her for her service and her friendship. So
Well, we want to
very good.
thank you for your service, and we're excited for your next term.
I'm ready to do it.
Well, I know you are, and
We gotta
you've
get
done a
things
lot, and we
finished.
appreciate that. And Burleson is heading in a good direction with your leadership.
I second that.
I appreciate it, Tiffany.
Well, I think part of what shows your leadership style and your success is some of the people that have endorsed you. Your endorsement list is pretty strong, sir.
That's been pretty. I'll tell you what, the oldest friendship I have on all these new guys is Betsy Price. I had lunch with her not too long ago, like last week or so.
Right.
And she's pushing her project right now is Texas A&M downtown Fort Worth.
Right.
And a lot of people would go,
Giggle Maggie's.
what does that have to do? What does Texas A&M and Fort Worth have to do with us? Well, they're trying to tie our toll road into downtown Fort Worth.
Right.
Texas A&M is also interested in what's going on our toll road. we've got some major developments. Plus, Tarleton's still out there.
Mhm.
I'm still hopeful for the trade school. All of this is coming to bear in that area, which is going to help Burleson. We're going to grow Burleson. Cleveland's going to benefit. Joshua's going to benefit, and Godley's going to benefit. Plus, it's going to help our traffic on 174. So there's a lot of things going on. The first time I met Betsy was, I'm going to say about second or third week when I was first mayor.
Mm-hmm.
And she called up. She was not running again. This was her last term. And you talk about just down home friendly. Some of the best hugs you'll ever have.
Right.
And she became very, very important to me and Nancy. We've been at fundraisers with her and stuff of that nature. And she just has this common effect on you. Just phenomenal. And I would call her up and tell her what's going on. I said, well, try this or try that.
What a great person to have to use as a resource for information on how to do your job better.
When you get into politics, you become very cynical about, is a person legitimate?
Right.
Are they really that way? Betsy Price is one of those that you don't second guess. She is all in. She'll tell you bluntly how she feels, which is one of my characteristics. And I'm really happy for her. One of her first things she's ever said to me, says, be careful of two-faced people because you don't know who they are.
That's wise.
Yeah. And she was absolutely right. So
that's a huge endorsement. And I think it's pretty awesome that she was willing to toe the line with you and go out and give you that endorsement. I wanted to read what she said, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
I know you don't like people bragging on you or talking good about you, but when Betsy Price talks about you, let's talk about it. She said, I am thrilled to endorse Chris Fletcher for re-election as mayor of Burleson. Chris has been a very effective mayor during his first term, despite the many obstacles he faced, such as the pandemic, the ice storm of 2021, skyrocketing costs for just about everything, supply chain issues. Chris's leadership style is calm and steady, which has been instrumental in bringing the council together and completing multiple projects. I don't know. That's pretty good endorsement from a lady like Betsy Price.
I appreciate it.
Well,
I wish I had more to say on that, but I don't know how to take that stuff, so I'm okay.
That's all right. That's a pretty big pat on the back.
It's a compliment and
Very
a
big
well-deserved one.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I heard that you also got an endorsement from the Johnson County Realtors Association.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. They called me up, went down, and I interviewed. And I think they interviewed a bunch of candidates, but they called me up and said, we would like for you to do a photo op. I said, okay. Why? He says, we just endorsed you.
Man,
so
that's awesome.
I think the endorsements mean more like Betsy's is when you don't ask for them.
Yeah.
So,
when people volunteer their support, that must mean you're doing something right.
I hope so.
People don't hook their wagon to a bad horse.
They regret it if they do.
That's for sure.
I like all of these guys. I tell you what, it's been a great ride.
You know what, Chris? It's nice to hear more about the parts of the job that we, the citizens, we don't really get or we don't understand. A lot goes on at council meetings and a lot goes on behind doors in closed sessions that we as citizens, we're not privy to some of that information. So the job is not one that can be taken lightly. And I appreciate your effort that you put in to making Burleson better than ever.
There was a statement made by the former mayor of Richardson, and I've been thinking about this, and I think he's right. He said the mayor is more impactful to an individual than the president of the United States. That's a pretty big shot right now with what we've got, where you're seeing all the bad decisions. Of course, that's impacting everybody. But
I got to keep my mouth shut on this one.
Well, you do. But the problem where I think he's right. Day to day of what goes on in our town is because of how the council votes.
Well, and the character that the council has is so important. And I think a person of your character leads itself in a direction that's positive for everybody.
I have really stepped back and tried to get everybody to participate. There's some that just don't say anything.
Sure.
And I literally ask them, you know, how do you feel about this? What do you think? I kind of lean on Victoria for parks.
Yeah.
Dan for construction.
Sure. Well, we've got a great council and that's some really good resources.
Tamara for details on numbers. So yeah, it's important that the council works together, and I'm looking forward to a new council.
Well, and Tamara, I want to add this too. Tamara and Dan both as business leaders in the community.
That's right.
And we
It makes
do
a
have.
difference.
It does make a difference having business leaders who serve on a council, who aren't just a voice for other business owners, but they're a voice as a business owner, because our community, part of our community is the business community that's growing. So, you know, we need that too.
Yeah, you know, when I came on board, I'd never been on a committee or anything. But if I hadn't had the business background, I wouldn't have understood the numbers. Of course, I had a ton of people that knew friends on boards that was really helping me out on this. In fact, the TRTC is thinking about a new mayor orientation to help them understand how infrastructures and all the different committees work together. So that's a big deal. And new mayors need to know that.
Well, there's no instruction manual that comes with the job, is there?
Not really. Not really. I mean, you're told your position on council, which I only get one vote. I'm glad it's that way. That's fine. But the mayor has opportunities afforded to him that most council members never know about. Like that, mayor's asked to luncheons more, and you meet people and you share ideas. The North Texas Mayor Council, that's where these guys get together and they brainstorm and figure out what works this town, might not work at that town. The information out there is huge. So if you're not a mayor that's going to allow yourself to go to these get-togethers and get involved, you can go there and just sit and watch, or you can go learn.
Right.
The National League of Cities. I didn't know this, but Stuart Gillespie was the chair of the NLC at one time. They have get-togethers in DC and workshops, and those are vital. I think Victoria and Ronnie and Rick went to it last time. I'm really anxious to see what Victoria says she learned in the workshops.
Yeah, Tamara said it was. I think Tamara went as well, didn't she?
Yes, she went to. She told me, said the workshops were great.
Yeah, I talked to her about it. She said she had a great time and that she really was able to get some good information at the different workshops and
and that's valuable to us.
Right. That's why they were there. I mean, to learn and how to do better for our city through the example of other bigger cities.
Excellent.
Well, I know you don't like to pat yourself on the back anymore, but I want to talk about some of the other endorsements that you've gotten from other elected officials, such as Congressman Roger Williams.
That came because of Betsy Price. Okay, Betsy Price and her husband and Roger Williams met in the first grade.
Wow. And
they knew each other all the way through high school. And that story has kind of stuck with me. Congressman Williams, he is one of these guys that if you ask for something, it's going to happen, like the trade school. His connections on that, and Rob Orr, I really think we got a great possibility of a gold standard trade school. I'm really, really hoping for that.
Well, Roger's a great guy. I've known him for 10 or 15 years now, and he's never let us down for sure.
I know. That was Austin. It's a paintless dent repair place. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We walked through that together, and the young lady that owns the place, Roger asked her, said, "Is there anything that you need?" And I said, you need to be careful what you ask for, because if you ask the congressman for something, he's going to make it happen, or he's going to do his part to get it done. And he does that. He's a great guy.
Well, coming from an auto background like he's got, automotive background, he's probably definitely seen a lot of
he has
dents on his parking lot from hailstorms and
Yeah.
such.
Some of those stories he has is really great.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Well, let's don't get hung up on him. Let's talk about Tamara Payne
she's
from the city council. I know we've already talked about her some, but
yeah, she's been great. I mean, we lean on each other on a lot of details, but
right.
but the friendship side of it has been really, really good.
Well, she's been a great resource, I know, and she's a wonderful person. I love Tamara.
I know Scott Kane, the next one.
Yeah.
That's a story right there. I remember we go to the Railroaders game. We both have season ticket.
Yeah, we do.
And he was sitting down on the front row. He's the guy that rings the bell on the home runs.
Right.
So I went down, sat on the step next to him, and we got to talking and visiting. And I said, "Why does Cleburne hate Burleson?" He says, "I have no idea. No idea." So we have had this relationship now, and we have gotten a lot of things done, and that has led to commissioners and DAs and all of this bunch. That one connection right there started the whole thing of getting Johnson County mayors together,
right,
and commissioners. So yeah, I really appreciate Scott Kane, and that's the same thing. I've got Scott Kimball has been a big supporter. Jacob Wheat, this is the mayor of Joshua and the mayor of Alvarado.
Right.
We are all working together. Jacob and Mayor Wheat and I have really been an advocate for the I-35 expansion, adding the lanes onto that.
Right.
And also we work together on the 917 intersection. And now TxDOT is going to do that. And they're also taking 917 all the way to Mansfield, which is Michael Evans.
Right.
And also Renfro is fixing to go all the way from 35. Well, from 35 to Hearst, which is Centennial.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 6 lanes. And then 4 lanes all the way to 917.
Well, it needs it.
And all of this has happened because of these relationships on the TRTC. And also when Jacob and I started working on 35 and 917, that made that road a regional road. It's not just a city road. It's a regional road, and TxDOT really likes that.
Well, it should be as busy as that is right there on the I-35 corridor.
Yes. And also I've gotten Mayor Kimball's and Mayor Kane's support on the toll road, which I want to be on the NTTA here pretty soon.
Well, that'd be
if
great.
I'm still mayor.
Well, I can tell you that those of us who live out East Renfro, especially off of 528, we are looking forward to that becoming a 4-lane because, everybody cuts through from Mansfield and the traffic's become insane.
I know. I agree with that. That'll take some of the heat off of 35 coming into Burleson. And we have to deal with those wrecks there at that area. And that's dangerous. So anytime we can improve that, that's going to be great.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of neat things going on too. Michael Boyder, Bedford, he's been a big advocate. Just to thank the world of him. Of course, Michael Evans, he got elected at the same time I did in Mansfield. John Huffman of South Lake. That guy has really helped me out during the bond package and the Q&A when I did that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy that got all this started is Oscar Trevino, Mayor Trevino out of North Richland Hills. He is the guy that called me up and asked me to be on the TRTC. If that hadn't happened, I really wouldn't have met a lot of these other guys.
Well,
that's
forging
awesome.
relationships like that for Burleson is really important for future growth, for future expansion, for the roads. And we have a lot of stuff coming down the pipe that's going to need those relationships to be even stronger than they are now.
Well, and there's a lot of things. There's a lot of other endorsements that is in the background.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, huge, and like Dwayne Burns and Phil King, all state elected officials.
Larry Woolley.
Yes.
Mike White.
Oh yeah. I mean, you don't understand how the city and the county has to work together.
Kenny Howell.
Oh, absolutely. If
Some
you
of
don't
the best
have,
guys I know right there.
if you don't have a relationship with them where your boundaries, city boundaries in the county begins, there's so much gray area. And if you don't work together, the ones that's going to really struggle is the residents of the county and the citizens.
Exactly.
You can whine and bellyache about whose job it is, or you can get together and just get it done.
But the fact that those guys are supporting you tells me that you've made relationships with them that has made their job easier as well.
I've enjoyed working with them. They're down home country people, and you know, I like what Larry Woolley said about said trees never fall in the middle of the day. It's always in the middle of the night.
That's right.
And they go get it taken care of. Good
Well,
guys.
there's so many other people, business owners, citizens. I saw where Jay Novacek had endorsed
he
you as
did.
well.
Yeah, that's a big old boy.
Well, you ain't kidding, man. He's
Yeah.
a great guy.
He doesn't say much, but everybody listens when he does.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So yeah, I'm really proud of all those relationships, and whoever's mayor is going to have to keep that going.
Well,
And I'm worried it won't.
that sounds like something to be worried about
It really is.
for sure.
If you don't go nurture these and show up for these meetings and participate,
And be active. We have to be
you
active
have
in
to
these
be active in
relationships.
this thing, or you'll be forgotten. We've had these seats on these boards for a long time, and I'm referring to the COG and the TRTC. But I don't think anybody's at fault on this. I think the COVID kind of ruined some personal relationships because mayors get off, mayors come on, so there's new faces. So we've got seats. Victoria's on the COG. I'm on the TRTC. Dan is actually the backup, and this is the first time in the history of RTC that a city elected official has anything to do with being on the RTC. So Dan's the backup to Commissioner Bailey, who is on the RTC. So I'm excited about it. It might take a little while for the bylaws changes to come to fruition,
Right.
but down the road, there's always we can have somebody on there.
Well, if you're planting seeds and you're not watering them, they're not going to grow.
That's right.
So we've got to keep on forging these relationships and moving in a positive direction. And it takes a lot of energy to do that, doesn't it, Chris?
Oh my gosh, that first 2 years, I don't know of a full week off.
Right. And the stamina and energy that you've got to have to really be active in this job is not to be taken lightly.
I agree. And you have to have people at the city helping you schedule, helping you with documentation. I was actually told that on the NTTA that I will need to take a staff member just to take notes. The NTTA is a large outfit, a lot of research to be done. So, but I'm up for it. It needs to be done so we can take care of our county.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited about that. And I just touched on it real quick. I was accused of not giving credit to our city staff. And anybody that knows me, I don't take credit for a lot of stuff that I should.
Right. Or could.
I know who is behind me and how they prepare me, and it's the city staff. We're losing our city manager, and I wish him the best. He's going to be, him and his wife are going to be closer to her family, and I agree with that. And Kyle is an amazing little growing place.
Sure.
They're growing faster than we are.
You know, can I add to that a little bit too? That's
Yes.
That's the nature of a position of a city manager. They, just like anybody who has a job, they're looking to grow within their industry, and that's what he's doing. And an opportunity came up, and you can't blame someone for
No, absolutely not.
Man, we wish Brian Langley all the best.
Yeah, he did great here.
He's done a great job here, and I know he's going to hit home runs in a new job too.
And what I like about the interim guy, Tommy Ludwig, Ludwig is. I'm so
He's
glad
fantastic.
that he had 2 years with him with
Yeah.
Brian.
Sure.
So-
he got some great experience. And
Yes, and we know what we got. We could go hire a new guy, and you won't know what you got for a year down the road. So
Right.
I'm really excited about that.
So let's go to commercial break, and we'll be right back with you on the facts.
It's fascinating. Have you seen it? LaserShopLive.com. It's the YouTube channel for Romika laser engraving and custom designs. We're excited to offer you a 24-hour live stream of our laser shop, along with various videos showcasing our laser work and completed projects. Our state-of-the-art equipment and skilled designers create intricate designs on a variety of materials. With our live stream, you can see firsthand how we create our one-of-a-kind products.
I stumbled upon lasershoplive.com and was blown away by being able to actually watch them work on their projects. Their laser engraving live stream is fascinating to watch, and I lose all track of time.
Whether you're a business owner, creative professional, or just someone who appreciates unique and personalized items, lasershoplive.com has something for everyone. And with our YouTube channel, lasershoplive.com, you can watch our live stream and browse our videos anytime, anywhere. So why wait? Check out Laser Shop Live today and see what all the buzz is about. Visit lasershoplive.com.
Out of date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Well, welcome back to The Facts with Tim Davis and our mayor, Chris Fletcher. I want to start off by saying Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 24/7 on the TuneIn Radio Network. TuneIn, joco.com is the place to find all the ways to listen and watch, and the station app is also available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store, check out our lineup and more at jococommunityradio.com. This episode and more was brought to you by Next Level Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep at 844-TEX-HELL. That's 844-839-4245. And be sure to dress your arms and more at the tiffystore.com.
Hey, let's also remember Burleson Business Leasing. Thank you for sponsoring the show.
Yes, thank
For
you
sure.
very much.
Thank you, Burleson Business Leasing.
Here we go.
Let's do it. So there's been a few, I don't know, it's random things that I'd like to ask you about. I know that as the mayor, you have an office at City Hall. Is that correct?
Well, that's what the name on the door is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, is it open to just you, or can other people come in and utilize that? Or what's that space really for, Chris?
You've heard about it, hadn't you? Okay. So, yes, I do. I actually have 3 offices. I've got one at the shop, one at the house, and then the mayor's office. I don't really use the mayor's office with the exception of Zoom meetings because my office at the shop doesn't look all that great. And we got grandkids at our house. So it's kind of hard to do a Zoom meeting.
Sure.
So I do go to the mayor's office and I do Zoom meetings. Ron Geiser gave me a bunch of framed Old Town pictures. We're talking about 8 cases.
Wow.
So Andrea went in there and put all these pictures on the wall. So when I do a Zoom meeting, that's my backdrop. Okay. Now, my understanding is, let's say that a different way. Other people's understanding is that's just my office. And that's not the case. Anybody uses that. Okay. I know there's an 80-inch TV on the wall. I've never turned it on, but staff uses that for presentations in their practice room. Okay. They have meetings in there. I did use it one time. There was an 8-year-old boy, Derek Rose's son's birthday. And Derek called me up and says he wants to meet the mayor. So we had a birthday cheese pizza in the mayor's office. And then we went out into the council chamber and he sat in the mayor's chair.
I bet they'll never forget
oh,
that.
man, absolutely. That's great. So,
So was the big TV there when you got there?
no, staff had it. They already had it. They didn't go buy one.
That's
They
what I'm
already had
saying.
it.
So I don't know what the big deal is about it.
I don't either. They're reaching for stuff to come after me with, and it's not working real good. I heard that he was asked, what is one of the first things you'll do if you become mayor? And he said, I'm going to do something with the mayor's office. Council's going to be able to use it. Well, I hate to tell you, Ronnie, they already use it. They already do. So, get a life. It's pretty amazing what's being said.
Wow. Wow. I'm sorry. You just made me giggle. You just made me giggle.
It's amazing what they're coming up with right now. This
is the first I'm hearing about this 80-inch TV. And I'm assuming it's for good reason that I haven't heard about this 80-inch TV.
Well, the city staff uses that office all the time. Okay. Tamara has met with people and used it to set up, and I don't care. I've got other offices, and let's get something straight. I do not have one personal item except for my peanut butter Snickers that they put in the bowl that city employees wind up eating more than I do. I need to talk to them about that. Don't take my peanut
Don't
butter
leave
Snickers.
candy bowl out.
I know.
Hey, pick your battles, right?
Absolutely. I have meetings with developers, but other council members have meetings with developers. So they've had meetings, council members on council members, and this is ridiculous for they to come up with something that shallow.
I haven't even read any. I don't read any of that stuff because I can't.
Just to clarify, because apparently your opponent is making a big deal about this office. Has he ever asked to use this office or met with developers or city staff?
I've never seen Ronnie up there other than a council meeting, and I'm sure he has been, but I've never seen him up there.
Are you sure though?
No, I'm not.
You're not really sure.
No, I'm not really sure. He might sneak in and out. I don't know.
Grab a Snickers.
I'm really. That's where it goes. I'm telling you right now, I'm not up there that much. And when I do go up there, it's typically a meeting with the city manager or the communications. We do our videos up there, the mayor's minute. I really don't have a need to go into the mayor's office. It's not needed. Most of the stuff's done over the phone or in Brian's office. Finance director, I'll go into their office and ask questions there. But no, I
seems pretty petty to bring this up and try to make an issue out of it.
No, you want to take that mayor's office away from me? I would not lose any sleep whatsoever. That's not who I am.
Sounds like it's open to anybody right now that's in that area. So
absolutely.
Why take it away? Let's utilize it for everybody's use.
That's right.
Maybe someone's looking for a nap room. I don't know.
That's what that pillow was for. I'm sorry.
That's kind of what I thought. I just wanted to be clear to the public that you're a team player, Chris. I mean,
I am. But I know any business owner understands who makes them great.
Their employees.
That's his people.
That's
Their
absolutely
people
right.
Great. And that is where I have bragged over and over about our staff. Brian, you talk about a gold mine right there. And he brought people in, and we had to find a way to keep these people, and that's an issue in the future on our budget. It's going to be addressed. We'll start working on the budget here pretty soon, and that's going to be something we got to talk about.
And if staff doesn't have a strong leader, staff will go elsewhere.
That's what I'm kind of worried about.
Well, I don't want to see that happen because without our staff, it's going to be really hard to get the things accomplished that are in the pipeline.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of things going on. We kind of beat that horse to death.
Well, let's look at the future. Looking forward, let's what's your first priority once the election is over?
There's not a list. You might have a 1A, 1B, 1C, then you might have a 2A, 2. I mean, everything in this list is so important. One of the things that we have struggled with for years and years is since we lost our newspaper is the communication. The communication is lacking in our town. We don't have any way to do that. Now, we had a possibility of a digital billboard on 35
Right.
by the golf course. And we had it going. Clear Channel Outdoor was going to do that. They was going to build it, and we was going to get 25% of the flips, which is ad space. And when we got to talking about this more, it was presented that nobody else could put a billboard up because of the ordinance. And I agree with the ordinance. I'm not going to be a mayor that will do something that I don't let other people do. So for us to put a billboard up, and we could have put the verbiage in there where we could have got away with it, but instead of doing that, I decided to drop it. So we're looking for another place to do digital billboards.
Right.
We need these. So when people buy back, oh, there's a city election going on. Oh, there's something going on at the plaza. Oh, this or oh, that.
Would be a great way to advertise what's happening around town.
Absolutely. I was at a forum not too long ago, and Mayor Wheat from Alvarado, I just got through talking about the digital sign and communication and everything. And I sat back down, and Jacob showed me a picture of their new digital sign on 35.
Oh, in Alvarado?
In Alvarado.
I saw it. I was coming back from Grandview last weekend, and I saw that they got that new sign and the big digital sign. I thought, this is what Mayor Fletcher was talking about.
Put all their events on there. They share time. It didn't cost them anything to build. That was that magic wand. I want to see that magic wand on a free billboard.
Right.
As
soon as I saw it, the first thing I thought about was the digital board you had talked about.
Talk about rubbing my nose in it. But he was over there laughing. I asked him, I said, does it work? He said, absolutely. Absolutely. So we get a lot of response when we do things, when we put it on that billboard. And it's also good for our sales tax, because people see a sign up there with city going on.
Right.
People come in and visit that.
You better believe it.
So yeah, I don't think I'll get a big billboard because all the spaces are taken up. But we've got places to put memorial signs where we can advertise what's going on. We got to do something to improve our communication. Everybody, we'll put it on Facebook. Well, not everybody goes to, and Facebook has gotten so mean that people aren't getting on Facebook like they are. I don't get on Facebook anymore.
I can't read through any of those comments stuff on Facebook because I see red. And
so the communication, and I do too. The communication is number one, but here's another point that we got to be very, very mindful of. And thankfully, we've got a great finance department. Martin Avila is in charge of that, and they do a great job on keeping us aware of things. He did a presentation not too long ago, and I asked him, what is your indicators that we need to watch on the economy? He said, well, number one is the sales tax. And we had a situation where the sales tax dropped 9% from 1 month to the next. And we're looking at that. It has come back up. We're okay. And the other the other benchmark that we watch is permits. Now, we're not out of the wood on this economy yet.
No, I don't think so.
We don't know what 24 is going to be. So we have to be prepared. Now, when I was in business, I was very, very critical of our budget, because you don't get a second chance with when you're business. So we go through that. We'll be very conservative on our budget. We'll be mindful of the two indicators, and then we're going to do a non-aggressive growth rate. We're not going to put this mark up here and hope we reach it. Our growth rate's going to be, it'll be achievable. Well, now, if we go over, we'll be okay.
Sure.
But that's the thing. Our budget.
It's always best to be conservative when you're dealing with numbers like that.
Yes. Our growth is going to be there. I think the west side is going to start taking off. And I'm very, very hopeful for the trade school to come in.
I hope it does too. I think that'd be great for.
If we could get a presence of a trade school with Tarleton, and then if
as the anchor,
Betsy gets Texas A&M in downtown Fort Worth, that's going to go right through there.
They can work hand in hand together too, I bet.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And the growth will be out on the toll road, not in Old Town. So that's very, very important. We have that. If those come together, it's going to be more important the fact to have somebody on the NTTA and
somebody active too, somebody that's willing to.
Right. I don't think that'll happen with Ronnie. I don't, and that's a judgment call by the county judge. So I'm pretty sure that won't happen. The trade school is very important. The NTTA is that's such a big thing that I can't even grasp it yet until I get there.
Right.
And I'm hope I'm there.
Well, the west side of Burleson, when that really does launch itself, it's going to put us in a whole nother, on a whole nother level.
We really don't.
We got a lot of positive things heading our way, and if it's not managed correctly, it could be.
I agree.
Could be a little problematic.
So in the NTTA is an infrastructure thing, but what we're talking about is on the west side. The big deal that's going on right now is 174. All of those arterial lines right there.
Right.
Those have to be, we have to stay on top of that. We're on a roll with TxDOT. In fact, our public works group and TxDOT is working directly. City manager's not in the middle. So all of this is happening. Hang on, we got issues.
Technical difficulties.
I don't know.
Problems.
Okay, here we go.
Well,
so that's going to be something we have to stay on top of. We got to keep that relationship with TxDOT going.
Well, I know that this is a very important election, just like any election is important, but I think that there's a lot at stake. If you don't get reelected, that there's going to be things that don't get done.
I know that.
That's important. That should be important to everybody in Burleson, but can you expound on that at all?
It's so important that if I'd have thought somebody was capable to take over this, I wouldn't have ran again.
Well,
and that's the reason I'm here. I don't want to drop the ball on these projects we have going on. And they're huge. They're amazing. Like redeveloping the front of the golf course. We've got a golf course that we have to subsidize every year. We've cleaned it up. We're starting to get Jen Basham and James, which is our manager over the golf course, has really picked it up. But when you go and visit to these other municipal golf courses and talk and say, how did y'all get going? How did this, especially Iron Horse?
Yeah.
When you sit there and do that, they tell you what you need. One of the things we don't have is when we have we don't get the good tournaments, the money makers, because we don't have a meeting place. In the new
conference room of any kind.
Well, not a conference room, right? A conference hall. And that is such a prime area to do that with. And then the retail stores, we've had some visions of, we had some renderings of what
I saw those.
So we need to stay on top of that.
There's some real estate there that could be used really well to help accomplish that too.
I know. And it's not good for anything else. The other thing is the softball field. We have a location that we can move the softball fields. Now, that means we're not getting rid of any softball fields, but it's going to cost as much money to fix what we got as opposed to build a
brand new one that's got all the state-of-the-art, latest and greatest.
Artificial turf, the whole thing. That was the main thing about doing the artificial turf is because we was losing playing time and revenue because we didn't do it.
Right.
To fix the turf was the same amount as doing artificial.
Exactly.
So Jen did a great job on bringing that up. We have barns on Hidden Creek. That's an eyesore. And have you ever noticed the view from the golf course looking over Burleson? It's absolutely amazing. So think about a conference room looking over Burleson.
Yeah, on the top floor.
And having a golf course. We're very appreciative of
it could be a destination spot for sure if it was handled correctly. Hidden Creek Golf Course could be a destination where people are coming to visit to play golf because the course is amazing.
If we tied that development with Old Town, if we could tie that development to Old Town, that would truly be a destination place. The concerts there, the golf course up there, this would be absolutely amazing. I'm really
I don't even think you need to necessarily tie it into Old Town because it can really be its own place in itself.
It could, but the problem with what I have though, Tiffany, is the fact that I call Dobson the mosquito hatchery. Okay.
Yes,
Have you
I'll
ever
agree with
gone
that.
down, have you ever gone down that road and we got the backside of the golf course? And this is the ugliest part of Burleson right here. This is one of the things that we have traffic on, and it's brush and everything else. We could clean that up. So, and I'm not saying one has to be with the others. What I'm saying is the people that stay at the hotel at the golf course would have options to go to the concert, play golf during the day. So many times a couple goes and the husband plays golf, and here's the woman has to have something to do. We want to accommodate her. So yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
possibilities.
I get that. Yeah, and I know that place because when you were first running, you had taken me over there and showed me your idea, and I was on fire for it. I thought it was an absolutely great idea to
Absolutely.
use land that the city owned that we weren't using, and it's just sitting there doing nothing. We've got a couple of comments. I do want to clarify. Miss Carlson, Sarah Carlson, was trying to call in, and she's put, of course, we would have problems accepting calls today. Well, that happens to be because our phone's dead, and so can't actually help that this morning. But she's got a couple of comments, Mr. Mayor, that I
Yep.
wanted to go ahead and read to you so that you can answer this question she has. One is she'd like to know why a housewife in Westlake has donated $10,000 to your campaign.
$10,000. Oh, a business owner here wanted to donate, and you can't have a corporate check. So his wife wrote the check. Is that
So
plain
somebody
enough?
who personally supports you donated
Yes.
$10,000 to your campaign. That's
Yes.
not abnormal.
It's not. I
That's
guess
not
they're, I
abnormal.
guess they're,
We
I
have a
guess
lot of
they're
business.
scared. I guess they're scared of who could be the mayor.
Well, I mean, there's lots of business owners who don't live in the city limits. I being one of them. We own multiple businesses inside the city limits, and we don't live in the city limits. And I would still support you as mayor. So it's not abnormal for a business owner who does business in Burleson, who lives outside of Burleson, to donate personally. So there's nothing wrong with that. You reported correctly. So she was going to call in and also say to you, and I'm just going to go ahead and read this. And I'm going to read this to you. She says, Sarah Carlson says, I can't call in now because I have an appointment. Of course, figures once we're fixing the problem, she doesn't want to call in. But I did want to make, yes, but I did want to make you aware of the complaint I am filing with the Texas Ethics Commission for the election laws you have broken in relation to your finance reports that are missing things and your false political advertising. You need to speak with your treasurer to get those expenditures properly documented, Mayor Fletcher. Government transparency is important.
I've already done that.
Okay. Great.
I don't know what the false advertising is. I hired a campaign manager. He looks at all of our advertising, and he's done this for a long, long time for a lot of big names. File it, Sarah. Go ahead and file it. Get it over with. Quit talking about it.
Well, that's what I said. I actually replied to her already for you and said the same thing. If you feel that there's an ethics violation somewhere, go and exercise your right to do it and let them dig through the weeds. And if you've done something wrong, you've done something wrong. And if you haven't, you haven't. I've
had things thrown up at me that is just absolutely amazing. I was accused of robocalls calling Ronnie, I forgot his name there for a minute, calling Ronnie a Democrat. I've never done that, never have, and they just throw mud up there all the time. So good luck. A lot of people are getting tired of it too. People are tired of it.
I'm real tired of it. And I don't see most of it because my brain, I can't work on that stuff. I have to get off it.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is that most people aren't seeing it. It's in a private group, or not private group, but it's in a group on Facebook, and about 25 people, if that many, comment or share it or pay attention.
It's a shame that we can't build on positives. Why do we have to look for negatives when we got so many positive things? I'm a real positive thinker. I really fuel my day on positivity, and it's a shame that we have to look for all these negatives to try to drag you down
Have you ever hired somebody by them cutting somebody else down?
No. Why would
No.
you? If you have to cut somebody else down to try to make yourself look better, you probably got some major flaws in yourself that you need to work on.
I agree.
And, I've never fired a guy that did a great job. So I think it would be a real shame if the city fired you and hired a guy that hasn't done anything yet. You've done a great job the first term, and I think the city would do itself a real disjustice if they didn't hire you again to be our mayor, and I'm looking forward to it.
I agree.
The only way we can do that is listen, people. I don't know how many people are listening today. Go vote.
Absolutely.
Today from till 7 p.m. you can go vote. Saturday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. you can go vote. You can also come back and bring your friends to vote. The only way we're going to get this done is if you exercise your right to vote and voice your opinion, because your voice matters and your opinion matters. And Mayor Fletcher, you've done a great job up till now. All this petty nonsense that people keep throwing up against the wall to see if it'll stick.
I agree.
I think they're afraid of losing.
They ought to. The deal that got me on the signs, they said that there's no way with the amount of money I had, I could buy that many signs. You got to remember, every time someone spoke in the last election, I gave out more signs. I bought 2,500 yard signs, 50 large signs. I had most of those when I ran this time. Only thing I had to do was put a little sticker up there that said reelect.
Right.
And that was given to me in kind. So yeah, this is the most ridiculous thing that they've come up with to try to make me look bad. And Ronnie, use the mayor's office to anybody you want to. Go ahead. So find something real. Quit lying about stuff.
Please. Because man, this doesn't look good on you or anybody else in Burleson.
It looks horrible for the city. No wonder nobody wants to run for office whenever this is the same crap over and over by the same people.
When you have a great campaign that's been introduced by City Councilwoman Payne, Better Together, we are better together, and this is not better together. What these people are doing, the people behind Ronnie's campaign and Ronnie himself. I mean, I was watching the City Council meeting last night. None of them talked about what a great idea it is. None of them had input other than Victoria and yourself, Mayor, about what this campaign Better Together can do for our community. And one of the hashtags that we use for JOCO is hashtag JOCO Better Together. That goes the same across the board for each city. So everybody remember to get out and vote. Today is your last day for early voting, and Saturday is election day. Exercise your right to vote. Use your voice.
If you do use Facebook and you have a huge following, post his election campaign on your Facebook. Get out and vote for Chris Fletcher. Get your friends, your family, your enemies. Get them to go vote for Chris, because we need him in office. And Chris, it's been a pleasure being on the facts with you. And I'm glad that we have been able to deliver the facts to our community. And man, we look forward to seeing you in office one more time.
Get it.
That's right. Let's do it. All right. Have an amazing day, guys. God bless.
Have a great day, and thank you a bunch.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, JOCO Community Radio.
If you're trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs,